Brilliance Audio presents The Second Chance Supper Club by Nicole Meier, performed by Amy McFadden and Hillary Huber.
The rain-drenching Manhattan hadn't let up for 3 miserable days. On Thursday morning, an orchestra of percussive drops tapped at the window and woke Julia like an incessant faucet leak. At the same time, her phone vibrated just inches away. She blinked back confusion and raised her head from its spot on the living room sofa. To her dismay, a paper plate containing day-old bits of pizza crust clung to the side of her cheek. She'd fallen asleep in her clothes again. With one palm, she swiped the plate to the floor and rubbed her eyes. The beginnings of a muted dawn peeked through the neighboring buildings outside. Everything was blurred. Her phone buzzed a second time. Okay, she groused. The heel of her hand rose to press against an uncomfortable thrumming in her head. She smacked her dry lips and grimaced, detecting a layer of film coating her tongue. Trying to focus, Julia studied the screen. It read 5:45 a.m. Oh no. She tensed. Without hesitation, she punched answer. Hello? Clearing her throat took considerable effort. She really needed to stop working such late hours. Julia, where the hell are you? A woman's voice on the other end was sharp and insistent. Katrine. At home, Julia blurted, a shot of adrenaline sending her to her feet. Surveying the room, she noticed work papers strewn everywhere. Her eyes widened at the full realization of her mistake. She'd drifted off without setting an alarm. Her much more punctual other half, her fiancé of 9 months, James, was away on business, which meant there hadn't been anyone around to insist she set the alarm, or not fall asleep on top of a plate of takeout. She should have left for the studio 45 minutes ago. Katrine's tone turned to worry. Are you sick? No, I'm not. I overslept, Julia groaned. With the phone pinned under one ear, she scurried about, urgently gathering up files. I can still make it. You'll just have to work quickly. I have a feeling I look like a train wreck today. Well, you better hurry. Katrine's voice dropped to a stage whisper. You know who is already getting his hair blown out. I'm on my way. No. The pinpricks of alarm were multiplying. She was unbelievably late. Of all days. To make matters worse, Miller, perfectly on-time Warren, was already in the studio, probably rolling his eyes at Julia's tardiness and savoring how he'd deliver the news to the executive producer. Their EP, Peter Henry, was not known to show mercy. If he detected an iota of weakness among his staff, he seized upon it. Julia both admired and feared this about him. Currently, fear was winning out. This morning's slip-up would be used against her, for sure. Without so much as stopping to brush her teeth, she kept spare toiletries at work. Julia snatched her tote bag and phone, buttoned up her wrinkled blouse, and cast about frantically for something to put on her feet. She opted for the closest thing, a pair of running shoes with neon swooshes. Pausing to glimpse in the oblong mirror above the entry table, she recoiled. Oh, hell! She scowled at her reflection of electrified hair and purple half-moons drooping under bloodshot eyes. This is bad. There wasn't much choice in the matter. Swallowing back horror, she used her fingers as a makeshift comb. The clock was ticking. She had to go. She yanked the door open and uttered a little prayer as she raced downstairs to catch a ride. As her driver snaked through Midtown and Julia urged him to speed up, she balanced on the edge of the back seat and agonized. She counted the milliseconds as blocks went by. Please hurry, please hurry, please hurry! She chewed on her lip and considered what kind of excuse she could possibly give for holding up the morning show so dangerously close to airtime. If Peter found out, heads would roll. If the other execs found out, it would be curtains for her.